Well, hi there. My name is Gdiz. Welcome to my first series in 7 Days to Die. I'm calling it the Rogue Edition. We're going to be using the agility tree, which is bows and arrows, handguns, and knives slash machetes, if I get to that point. We're also going to do it as a permadeath, so if I was to die, there's no point in rezzing. We're going to have to move on to the next series. So a little bit of that's the stress of sometimes when making those decisions of why I also enjoyed it, because it's a stealth class. So we can kind of sneak around, make sure we're a little bit smarter with our choices. Um, anyways, so welcome to day 15. I had set this initially to 7 plus 1. There wasn't one yesterday, so I know there's going to be one today, which is a horde night. So we need to go out there and prepare or double check my base. It worked well enough. It got me through the first one, but I'm not sure how tonight's going to go because everything is just getting a little bit harder. They're starting to take more hits from me. Also, I might need to double check to make sure I have enough iron arrows and crossbows. And now I got to make sure I did too much last night, so that's why I paused at 4 o'clock. We already missed the 4 o'clock chime. But so day has started. I did go through, and that's why that block is there. I did go through and put this in here. And I want to put stairs here, but I can't figure out which block is not, I'm not able to do that with. So I have to do the jump up thing right now, which isn't bad. It's not horrible. See, I don't know which block that would be. Like, why? All right. More doing, less thinking. I won't, since I can't do that, might as well not stress on that, since we are going to go over to the trader. Why do I have car stuff? Oh, I went down to my bike and got my bike stuff out. So let's go put that away really quick. So put you up. Put you up. All that. Wrench. I can put in my hammer. I'm not going to be... We're going to try to run a quest, and then we're going to start setting up for the horde base. So that's going to be the goal plan today, so I'm not as pressed to make sure I have 100% everything on me right now. Iron arrows. Ammo. Iron arrowheads, steel arrowheads. Could I make steel arrows? I could make steel arrowheads. Maybe not. I'll worry about that later. Steel crossbow bolt. The reason I would need scrap polymers. Okay. Steel arrow, scrap polymers. Now I have a reason to start collecting that plastic, so that's great. That'll definitely be a good increase to our damage. Steel, and just run down here to see if we can make that. Clay and iron. Okay. Okay. So, hope. We still have our handgun. We still have 200 rounds of 9mm. So, plenty of resources that way. We're going to take one of these to eat on the quest time. Other than that, we're going to head out, grab some of our stuff we're going to sell. Our 2s, 3s, and our books. There's the cash. I did leave my bike over here, right? Where's my bike on the other side? My bike is on the other side. Okay. Look before you jump. I just realized as we have time before the trader opens, I thought I left some loot I need to grab in here. Okay, cool. I just thought that I did, so I figured I should check. I do remember the... More parts to sell. I do remember the gun safe is still up there, which now reminds me I probably should mark that. I still haven't gotten a pick. Yeah, we are going to get rid of that box because that was just driving me crazy. Grab the chairs now. So, mark in here, save waypoint. gun safe. Alright, stole the XP, but that works for me. And that rhymes. Just running around checking and seeing if I missed anything. Vendors. The bed. Empty destroyed forge. Oh, let's check the vending machine. Hackers, nerds. Can of salmon. Can of sham. There's my yucca smoothie. It does give me food. Okay, I guess this one doesn't have an ammo box, which is fine. Why can't I? That was weird.
We have great prices.
I'm glad to hear it. It's why I come here.
Here you go, friend.
Okay. Game changer, right? So, the gloves. I have a level 3 gloves.
You did it. Great
Level
job,
5
traveler.
pistol. So, 12 points better. Uses my same ammo. 9mm auto ammo. Absolutely. Absolutely. Easy peasy. Now we're selling all this out. That was my XP, or not my XP, steel tool. Why'd I bring those? Oh, because I looted those. Okay. Only because I haven't found any, we're gonna buy them now. Day 16. So it changes soon anyways. I'm now hitting way too many buttons again. So might buy that. I have another day to think about that. Grave mob, I don't need. Steel crossbow bolts. I can make that pretty easily as long as I have scrap polymers. So does he have scrap? He doesn't. Alright. Good enough. Absolutely. So now, like, some of those other mods will go on that gun. I think the magazine might go in that because it's more of a magazine, not a 6-chamber one. So, fetch clear, a warehouse, or which is Modern House 5. I want to go do the warehouse. It's going to be a little bit farther distance, but I feel like that's going to be a better choice in loot potential. We're going to clear that quick waypoint out because it makes me think like, what am I doing? What am I supposed to be trying to get out there if I have it marked? Okay. So 7 o'clock. Yeah. Good start to the morning. I just realized I didn't put on my bar, didn't load it. Haven't put on any of the other attachments. Look at this, 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock, so quiet. Haven't come across anybody yet. Just me and my bike. Just adventuring, having a grand morning. It's kind of like, we're just going to start our day. We're just going to get our cardio in. We're just going to bike over. Oh, cool. This warehouse. So since I know it's going to probably reset with a POI. Dumpster, clay. We absolutely need that. Like I said, we're doing iron, steel stuff. Okay. Hey, we found some people. And that's going to reset. Perfect. Grab those steel 2 parts out. Great. Alright. Well, we'll do that. 47 to 35. Effective range 18. Effective range 12. 405. We're going to be able to shoot so many more times with that. Absolutely. Now we got to figure out a color scheme. What do we want to do with a color scheme? 101. Which is going to be more... Iron, I think, is like 6 per, so it'd be 180. If I sold it. And now, load it. Back to you. frames and that. Not the greatest. Reset our frames so in case I need to do some quick jumping, we just have our cubes ready. And there's the red for Bloodmoon Horde today. Shades. Oh, has a fun green on it. And that also increases perception by 1. Vending machine works. Hackers, red tea, yucca, coffee. There's another smoothie. Another can of sham. I don't need to go harvesting for iron yet, but once I start needing to, usually it's going to be like big projects that I'm going to need a lot of resources for. So anytime I could get that done quicker. Okay, I was hoping for regular coffee. That way I can just use one really quick. Get the... Okay, crap. Took too long. I don't know why that dog... See, now I'm like, I didn't hear anything going on outside, so I think he was part of the POI. I just took too long in the kitchen. He could hear me trying to steal his steaks or something, I guess, maybe. Okay, now we don't want to lock ourselves in with the bad guys. That's my bike. I worked hard for that bike. So we're going to bring you over this way. No arrow off of him. Dang, no arrows. Also, I might be airdrop day. I don't remember getting one the other day. So it's looting everything, and we'll come back. So I know that this room empties out to there. To there. And once we're back outside, we're gonna make... Oh, honey. Absolutely, honey is definitely a positive for us. Heat resist, cold resist. I might keep that, because in case I go to the snow biome, I'll need something cold to, like, be better prepared for that. Scrap you. Just because I'm curious. We're up here. Mechanical? No, those are electrical parts. And iron. Okay, good to know. Okay, I know they're going to have a difficulty getting to me, so I'm not as concerned about... So we're just going to drop down onto this. Ooh, they all woke up. I really need to, like, not be standing there just taking hits. That's not a good choice to make. You're destroying your own ramp to get up to me, you know. That's your choice. Come on, jump. I need the headshot. And jump. Not swing. There we go. Could have gone a lot better, a lot smoother. I was enamored with the loot first and just ran down there. Not very stealthy-like at all at that point, so that was blue. Guess we can start making the rest of this stuff blue. Just to put it away for somewhere for right now. Okay. Scrap the paintbrush because I still don't have a reason to have that yet. Everything else is looking fine. Remember, like I said, I now have a reason to collect plastic. Arrows. We're going to be making lots of arrows. So that's all cleared. Oh, now I remember what I got to do next. Stealth into this bad boy. Load up this. Where am I jumping to? If it gets rowdy... Oh, okay. I just had flashbacks to where that's the loo room. Ladder. I jump on the ladder. We're going to save the arrow. We're just going to have to spike him with the knife. Okay. I was going to say there was another person that I saw. Although for sneak damage, leg shots will work. Okay, now there's an outside person that wants in. He wants to join the party. I don't want him to join the party, so he's going to have to, like, figure out his own. I was going to say it got quiet, so I feel like he got in. But he didn't. I was just panicking, stressing myself out. Alright, it's 11 o'clock. I have 1 hour to kind of clear this. And be ready for the airdrop. That's kind of interesting to look up and see. I think there's more on this half. Yep. Al, who are you? Where did you come from? We're gonna drink a coffee, so now we can just swipe and swing away. Why are you guys having an issue jumping up onto this thing? I think it's because all three of you are trying to jump at the same time. Okay, and that completes the quest. Not even noon. Grab my arrows back. I do need to figure out lock picking because it's locked. I haven't made any lock picks or the timed explosives, which is also going to be something new I'm going to like learn to use. I didn't use them on my initial playthrough. Bullets, coffee, fork bites, paper. So I do need that more than paper. It's chicken soup we're going to go ahead and use. Hope that some of this stacks. None of it stacks. Put you in there just so I could do that. Put you back in there. Did you finally make it through? Grab the arrow. Did that so I could do this. Modify. Take out the green. Can we make the suit green? Okay. Hideous in a good way. Feathers, we can scrap you. The only negative is I still have to loot all these other boxes. I don't have a lot of space in my bike. Okay. 12:30, didn't hear the airdrop sound, so we're good on that. But what am I gonna have to figure out here? Wrench. So I can absolutely take you. You take you. We're just gonna swap that out for now. I do a lot of this. Oh, lockpicks and gunpowder, and both of those I can't actually get into or you take right now. Those I can take. Bipod would be great once. Never. I don't think I put a bipod on a pistol. I just realized I'm opening construction box, and I'm just hoping for, like, yeah, frames, wood, something simple and easy for me to just, like, take out, because it's not going to be... It's not going to be like weapons or something great and mysterious at that point. I just realized, how do I get out? Because I realized they stopped banging on something like they got in. So there's the loot room. Do I just go out that way? Just have to venture all the way around? Like I was hoping they were going to give me the... Oh, maybe now it's complete. This just opens? No, it's still locked. Like if we ever open one of these and Pantheon deemed us worthy of a robotic drone, like that would be... Like opens up all the pockets. I could just go back and get all my stuff and just be done with it instead of having to feel like I need to come back. I will say I do like having as many... Oh, there's the button. Oh my goodness. Come on in, buddy. I do like as many pockets as I have because I'm already... I mean, I'm overloaded and trying to check a purse. But I'm only 8 encumbered, so it's not really noticeable. Like, it's something I can absolutely live with. Just because we're so far away, let's have some fun with the pistol. 16 rounds, look at that. Oh, look at all the loot. And that's the Shotgun Messiah box, which isn't something I'm really interested in right now. What are we doing? We're going to hit this car up. And we're just going to go back over, turn the quest, and then kind of start getting ready for Horde Night. Grab some nails, make a secured box. Yeah, it's about as full as we're going to get. I only have room for 3 more things. 1, 2, 3. And then maybe if I do all my upgrades and I feel comfortable with my new plan, I will run over on the bike, re-loot that building, and keep on going. I also do need to remember I have points. Well, now that I have a pistol, I don't need to craft it, so now I don't have to worry about finding handgun parts. Okay, we might not want to wear the mint green suit for the rest of this. That's a little bit, it's a different choice. It's a different choice to be had.
How goes it?
It goes well. I already did one of the quests for you today, so thank you. Iron crossbow, iron boots. 64. We're gonna take the crossbow. I can't use the boots, although that'd be a lot of... It's a lot of swag bucks to pass up. 648. Although if I do improve this, then I can break that down into crossbow parts. But more damage is definitely gonna be better. More damage, more velocity, a little bit more durability. So I'm looking to increase the challenge. I want to make sure I keep on doing enough damage to it. And now we are selling out. I was going to sell those, but I can't repair them. I can repair you.
Thanks anyways.
Because I do have pipe now. 129. Okay. As much as I want to do the restore power, it's going to be the same time frame as Horde Nights. We can't really be doing that quest at the same time. Fetch, modern house. I think that's that big house.
I'll check my other sources.
We're just going to go back, start settling down for Horde Night. And get our life situated that way. Big thing of just putting everything away, just so it gets cleared out of the bags. Modify, didn't put anything in there anyways. Bring you down. Scrap into parts. We're gonna take it. Yeah, while I'm here. Also this. 2 chairs. Turn on, so we start smelting. I have 100 in that. We need not 140. I just need 40. It's amazing how that math worked out. Great. So that's cooking away. I didn't get more meat. Things we'll need. Jars of honey. We are going to take half a stack of hobo stew so I can use the stamina bonus over there. Have my coffees on me. I'll take one of the steroids. And since I have the storage box, we're going to be able to throw some of this other stuff extra in there. We'll throw casts in there. And then painkillers, because in case I get abrasions. What afford? Oh, damage mitigation. I don't expect to do too much hand-to-hand combat, though, so. Because we have a better plan of making sure that we stay away from them. Coffee, water, hobo stew. We're going to grab one more of the regular. Eat one of those now to get my health a little bit back up. And then that way, hopefully the sham chowder will carry us over. Yeah, my back's down here. Just remember the other thing I was going to check to see. Again, it's a normal pistol. I think... Did I sell that? Either I sold it or it's in another box that I don't have access to right now. But I thought I had a magazine extender mod. But I'm not finding it, so I have no idea what I did with it. So sometimes those choices of yeah, I know, you're trying to tell me bad stuff's come my way.
Hello, stranger.
Yeah, I know. Just quick run in. What do you have? Won't be able to get the motorcycle. Really sad. Yuck smoothie, I don't need that. I still crossbow points. Mining helmet. Way too expensive for just the mod. Bandolier. Ooh. We'll find one later. I don't think reload is going to be my issue tonight. Popping through here really quick. $300 for a lockpick isn't worth it to me. Vegetable stew, chicken broth, wood clay, oil, duct tape, gunpowder, lead. Buy the bottle of acid. Baton parts, scrap iron, SWAT helmet.
Thank you,
Just because they're fun to have.
Check back soon.
I'm not sure what happened to the other ones I bought the first time around, but... So I'm pretty sure that the restore power is this first quest. Would have been this first quest. Is that a potato plant I forgot? Alright. And then the fetch would have been this other brick building right there. Because that's north. Yeah, it was about 150 meters, so. See, went through, made this little hole. Easy peasy. 7 o'clock, so we have 3 hours. So place our storage blocks higher up so it's in fallback, less risk. So up past the metal bridge that I have. Actually. No, because if I'm trying to run up here and they get me trapped in there, that's not going to be a good thing. Hammer time. We're putting our med supplies in here first. And then if we have extras at the end of it, we can put our weapons and other things over there. We are gonna stash the bottle of acid for now. I always put them on one, so we're totally gonna put them on one still. 8 o'clock. Okay, it got really quiet. I was like, wait a minute, did it start this early? See, this is where I'd be testing out blocks that I'm not sure how they're gonna work to what I want them to do. We're actually just going to leave it at space. We'll just have to let them jump at their own leisure. So we have the up-down. So this is going to be a little bit easier to control. And since we're here now, they started wheeling on that stuff. Oh, I need Savant to fix you, because you guys, they were wailing on that for a long time. Let's see here. So we're able to jump up here. So if I gave them, I don't want to give them another jumping point, but I want a jumping point. At least a landing point. I can jump down here. And then, okay. That is too high. So I can't even jump up there. And then I can get back up there while horde's coming in. Still need to make cement, so I need a cement mixer next. But switch to you. You're already switched to that. You are loaded. For the most part, everything else I'm really okay with. We have our escape path that way. Empty box. Alright, the nerves are starting to get to me. Heartbeat is starting to race a little bit, which is fun, because this is the challenge. This is what the game's kind of based around, so it is kind of fun to, like, see it still working. Is that the one I want to take out? Dude, I want to be silly and put a ladder there for myself. I mean, what's the harm? So I could get up from there, because I would see them coming around quite a while, plus there's the jump, so they really couldn't get to me there. And then 1, 2. Should I put a ladder there? And also now I have a headlight, so that's really going to help. I think we are okay with it. 9:30. Don't have time to go do that raid. Stones. Is there anything else while we're down there we want to clean up? Oh. Actually this. I'll be able to repair that. All that is fine. That one I repaired and took out anyways. Still need cement for that stuff, so if they blow up that brick, that could be a problem. I just realized if I do that, oh, it's still attached to something else. We're still good. And that's the 10 o'clock timer. So we're going to start running around to our pathway. And then take our time getting over the challenge, because it's still a challenge for me too to get over. See? Still not prepared. I didn't even take my cham chowder. Okay, this is definitely working a lot, much more, oh my goodness, words. More is how I thought it would go and intended. How did I... All three of them are right there. I don't know how he blitzed across that so fast. But the good news is... I can now come over here to get my sham chowder. So now I have a reason to be up here. Which is not really what I wanted to say, but... so we ate that for that. We can drink our coffee now. Now we can slowly try to get this back under control. Sometimes the arrow mechanic is a little bit slow, or I need to get better at knowing like when it's when it's reloaded. Okay, doing all right. Oh, it's not even midnight. Maybe we're not doing as right as I thought it was. Wildly shooting. That's a great waste of bullets when you know you're kind of running low already. I don't know what causes them to come in waves, and that's the problem with this, is like when they come in waves. This is a lot easier to control, and that's why we made a skinny path, is because that way there's like one pathway for them to go through. Read that. Woo. Okay, we can get an arrow, we can get a bag really quick. Now just for reasons, we're gonna have to like switch to this really quick. Oh crap, rush that shot. Just for me. How did you... I don't even know how I might have... This is where sometimes crossbow for Horde Knight isn't the greatest, because it is such a slow reload mechanic at that point. Okay, we are actually going to do... Ow! We're not going to do that. Okay, so many poor choices in that moment. I was trying to scroll wheel instead of just selecting the weapon I wanted, which isn't the greatest. So hoping to get some of those to like fall off the side. So that way I could try to run back a little bit. Work your way back towards your stuff. Okay, I also just realized I had Molotovs that I never threw yet. Just to save ammo, we are going to try to take her out with that. So now we can get back to a better spot. Okay, what am I doing? How am I going to use Molotovs? Guess we'll just use them that way. Penetrating rounds would be so much more fun at this point because they're still pretty well in a row. Throw another one of those. Don't like that I just heard a spider. But alright, I was hoping that would have given me more XP. They're kind of dangerous. They're a little bit of a risk. That's alright. Okay, see, that's the point. There's 3 of them. Okay, why did it get so much darker when I backed away? 1 in the morning. I noticed that, like, now I can barely see that wall over there. It's not a good feeling. They're beating on something. That was such a blank shot. See, now I can't tell when there's like a large number of people coming my way. Oh, that's kind of... I don't know what that is. I don't know why I took that chance. Woo! So many other choices I could have made, but I think it cleared it. The music's done. I don't hear anything other banging. I don't like how murky it is out there. Like, it'd be really interesting mechanic if that means like there's some sort of hidden boss or something. Okay, so they aren't hitting this, which is what I kind of thought. Like, they're just going to run over this. Same with this. None of that was damaged. That one I would like to fix. Ooh, look at all those arrows. Okay. Give me back my arrows. Thought there was a 3rd one right there. I would like to fix that, but I need to make cement, and I just need the schematic now, because I think I have everything else. But 2 things at once. That's not a good use of my stamina. 1400, 1400, 1400. That's still hanging on, which I'm okay with. Crossbow. Alright. Alright, I think we did it. 2 o'clock. We're just going to jump down here since it's quiet enough. Grab the loot. 3 bags, lower level. I guess that's okay. Not sure what I was expecting. It's always fun when you see like closer to 10 bags, but yeah, why did they make this so murky? But I like it. It's a fun effect for the night. So nobody used that ladder, which is fine. Okay. What do we want to leave here? I only have 1 Molotov left, but will you leave that? Because I don't really need to. Leave the iron crossbow bolts. We're going to go back to stone for questing. So much my 9mm was used. We need to start like working on that production now. So health supplies, we're gonna leave those there. Oh, we'll leave wood in that, so I can come back and repair. And we're actually gonna leave the hammer because I didn't panic. Come over here and I don't have a hammer to repair anything. So we're trying to think ahead. Everything else I need to go on my journey to go questing. Now it's all bright and red still. 230. I don't know why I took that chance of like breaking limbs. But we are going to take this opportunity. We got half hour of game time. Portland and Maple. Unfortunately for me, I do know that if I was to get surprised, that I do know that there's enough like kind of jumping spots. I have an escape plan. Go to cobblestone. Grab that. That's empty. Grab that. Might as well use one. See if I actually get anything out of it. 14 seconds. Doubtful. I mean, that's a long time for those odds constantly be spinning. Be like, no. But I'd give it a whirl. We have a few more. 2 would be, oh my goodness. Oh, 2 picklocks to get into this thing. More acid, a brawling book, armor, and then a bone knife. We could just scrap that for the bone because I can't sell it anyways. More 9mm for the next horde night, so I'm already recollecting all those supplies. Did I did loot you. Did not loot you. Just murky water, but purse? Who hides their purse way up here? Like, I know you're afraid of, you know, stuff being stolen. I probably shouldn't have made that jump. Fortunately, it didn't actually hurt me. There's another box. So, finished up looting here for the most part. There's one more box down here. So, survived a horde night. We were able to spend some of that extra time getting back over here. Finish looting this facility because I was loaded down. No more spare space in my pockets. Stuff was falling out as I was walking out of this building. Okay. And a lot of iron so I can keep on working on the iron production. Yeah, it's all emptied out, right? Like, it has to have been by now. Oh, it was not. And the next week begins. I've taken way too much time to end this episode. We're just going to get back to the base, drop off our supplies. I don't break a leg. Cool. Parkour. Parkour for the win. Okay. So we've got all our stuff put away. Starting to fill up our sellable box again already, which is great, right? Keep that inflow going, 12,000. So in case the motorcycle's still there or a different motorcycle shows up, we're staying ahead of that to be more prepared to be able to just buy that. And then throw the chair down there. So, all in all, survived another horde night, got another quest done, getting quite a few points, and then I realized I haven't spent them. So we're going to have 4 points to look at, spend for the next episode. And then new week starts. We are going to ramp up that the challenge a little bit. I think I'm not now in the adventurer, so we're going to step it up a little bit, which means they hit harder, take more damage, things like that. I cause less damage, things like that. So just make it more challenging. But fortunately, I found that level 5 pistol, so that helps. And now I'm more comfortable using iron arrows. We'll have that production. So we'll be just doing more damage itself anyways. I have a long way to go with my armor. We're only at tier 3. So put a point in, make all that armor level 4 or things like that. So feeling okay about that. And the other big change, I'm going to change the Blood Moon Horde cycle to 4 with a window of 4. So it means that the potentials, the closest one might be 19 days, but it could be up to 23 days away. So that's the other change you're going to make. 7 days is definitely a long stretch in this game. especially fortunately for me, I've had quite a few decent breaks without having to spend points like a workbench and things like that. So now the cement mixer is my big one holding me back. And that's more just be able to repair some of those structures and stuff. So, but that's the end of this episode. Join me again tomorrow. We'll spend those points and we'll start another week questing with Trader Joel. And then since we have a few days, we'll venture out, spend a few days out running to the other traders, see what city they're in, and maybe we'll find another mini mobile base at that point too, to kind of, we got to get closer to like tier 5 and some of those bigger structures, have a better shot of finding the next tier of recipes and schematics. So thank you guys for watching. If you learned anything today, or if I made you smile, please give the video a like. You can follow me on Twitter. The handle is @GDizGaming. And as always, choose the positive path in game and in life.